Welcome to Hunter Beyond Time and Space Chapter 37. People from Chuanzhou. A familiar sound. Someone is vigorously hitting the alloy gate, and ferocious steel beasts are roaring in the prison. Welcome to prison number 18, newcomers. Qing Chen sat up from his hard bed, a hint of a smile on his lips. He silently repeated to himself, "Welcome to prison number 18, newcomers." For some reason, when he traveled back again, Qing Chen truly felt the excitement and joy in his heart. Here were familiar faces, familiar rules, and future expectations. It seemed as if he had always belonged to the inner world, not the outer world. There were no past events that he didn't want to remember here, nor were there any people he had to worry about. He only needed to move forward, and everywhere was a new direction. He looked down at his arm and was stunned. Return countdown 160:20:09. Minus the time he slept, this countdown was actually 7 days. This was unexpected. Qing Chen had already become accustomed to the 48-hour countdown, but the rules had suddenly changed. Why was that? Was there a pattern? It seemed that the rules of time travel still needed to be explored. Qing Chen went to the alloy gate, and it opened as if it was welcoming him. When the prisoners in the corridor saw him, they all bowed slightly in greeting. Compared to the outer world, this was more like his home field. Qing Chen stood in the corridor and greeted Lu Guanyi from afar, and the other party immediately understood. After all the prisoners had lined up and gone downstairs, Lu Guanyi immediately began to take control of the new prisoners. He knew that this was Qing Chen's intention. Although this would anger the other two factions and might lead to conflict someday, he entered prison number 18 to pave the way for Qing Chen. As a scout, he had to be prepared to cross the river, and he couldn't retreat. Success brings honor, failure brings death, and glory can be exchanged for life. Today there were 7 new prisoners. When Lu Guanyi was catching the new prisoners, 6 of them seemed to have already given up and accepted their fate. Experienced prisoners knew that it was best to endure it, and resisting would only make it worse. However, when Lu Guanyi was catching the last new prisoner, he kept dodging. But this prisoner didn't have any mechanical limbs on his body. With an ordinary person's physical fitness, how could he outrun those steel beasts? Just as Lu Guanyi was about to catch him, the new prisoner panicked and said, "Don't touch me. Why are you catching me? Get lost." He kept running and dodging while cursing, "Don't mess with me. I'll slap you to death with just one ear." Qing Chen. This authentic Sichuan dialect stunned him. He knew that there were no dialects in the inner world, and everyone spoke Mandarin. Not only Qing Chen was stunned, but Lu Guanyi and the others were also baffled. What is he saying? Can you understand him? Everyone looked at each other. We can understand him to some extent, but not completely. When everyone in the world speaks the same accent, the dialect seems so out of place and abrupt. Qing Chen quickly realized that this guy was a time traveler. Because Qing Chen spoke Mandarin, and Mandarin was relatively common in Luo City, he hadn't realized it before. The dialect was the biggest hidden danger exposing the existence of the outer world. At this moment, Qing Chen could even imagine what kind of situation time travelers carrying dialect accents would face. But how could this guy with a Sichuan dialect end up in prison number 18? According to the rules he and He Xiao had summarized, only 19 cities in the country had a high concentration of time travelers, and the same time traveler seemed to have ended up in almost the same location. Therefore, only people from Luo City should have traveled to prison number 18. Could it be that the rules he summarized were wrong? Were the landing points of time travel random? No, there must be special circumstances. He glanced at Li Sutong and the others downstairs. Their expressions had clearly changed, and they all became serious. Qin Chen felt that as long as the other party wasn't stupid, they could definitely detect something from these successive incidents. People in the inner world knowing about the outer world was only a matter of time because there were too many time travelers. Li Shuang looked at the farce not far away and turned to Lin Xiaoxiao, saying, "Go catch him and interrogate him carefully, including Huang Jixian and Lu Dezhu before. I think they may come from the same place." "Understood," Lin Xiaoxiao said solemnly. A unique Sichuan dialect made Li Shuang connect all the strange things that had happened recently. This time, he didn't just sit back and watch, instead he directly let Lin Xiaoxiao take action. As soon as he spoke, the Sichuan man fell into a nightmare. Lin Xiaoxiao walked up to Lu Guanyi and calmly said, "Step aside, give me the person." However, even in the face of someone like Lin Xiaoxiao, Lu Guanyi still nervously said, "We need our boss's order first." Saying that, Lu Guanyi turned to look at Qin Chen, who was still in the shadow of the third-floor corridor. The prisoners were stunned. Isn't Lu Guanyi their boss? Why is there still a boss? It was only at this moment that the prisoners around Lu Guanyi realized that Qin Chen was not a lucky boy who happened to meet Li Shuang. The other party was a true god. Qin, and also Lu Guanyi's boss. Thinking of this, many prisoners who had previously had bad intentions towards Qin Chen shuddered instantly. No one on the eastern continent could ignore the existence of the Qin family. This was an era where everyone could only live under the shadow of the 5 major financial conglomerates. When there was nothing to worry about, everyone could indulge themselves. But when they really encountered such a behemoth, everyone would recall the fear of being dominated by the financial conglomerates in their lives. No one can escape. Looking at Lu Guanyi, Lin Xiaoxiao smiled and said, "You know my boss's identity, yet you still dare to stand in my way. You are a tough bone, that's good." Qin Chen also didn't want to make it difficult for Lu Guanyi, so he nodded to signal to let them pass. Lin Xiaoxiao pushed through the crowd and walked out while holding the Sichuan man with one hand. Qin Chen saw the heavy alloy gate on the side of the prison slowly lifted up for Lin Xiaoxiao and closed slowly after he passed through. It seemed that Li Shuang and others could come and go freely in the number 18 prison. But since they could come and go freely, why didn't they leave here? He walked slowly downstairs and sat opposite Li Shuang, asking, "Where did Lin Xiaoxiao go?" Something unexpected happened. Li Shuang hugged the big cat into his arms and slowly said, "Thank you for listening to this episode of the audio novel, The Timeless Hunter. If you enjoy this channel, click subscribe for more fascinating English audio novels. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, turn on notifications, or share on social media below so you can find this channel again. Let us know your thoughts. See you next time.